The words hit me like a glass shattering on tile. Sharp, sudden, impossible to ignore. She sat across from me at the kitchen table, her hands wrapped around a mug she hadn't touched. Her eyes didn't lift to meet mine when she whispered it. Our marriage is cold. I don't have any desire anymore. For a moment, I thought I'd misheard her. The hum of the refrigerator, the tick of the wall clock, it all blended into static. Then I saw her knuckles tighten on the mug, like she was clinging to something invisible. I laughed softly, a broken sound. What are you saying? She finally looked up, her gaze steady, almost rehearsed. I don't feel anything for you anymore. My chest tightened, but instead of anger, I felt confusion. We'd built this life together. The morning coffees, the late-night TV shows, the quiet routines that made up a marriage. Were those all illusions to her? I tried to push back, to remind her of the vacations, the laughter, the way she used to curl up against me in the middle of the night. But even as I spoke, her eyes were elsewhere, already gone. The red flags had been there. I see them now, like warning lights I'd stubbornly ignored. She started coming home later than usual, claiming work had piled up. Her phone never left her hand, the screen tilted away from me when a message buzzed in. Nights grew colder. Her body turned away, excuses stacking up like bricks between us. But I told myself it was stress, exhaustion, anything but this. Because the alternative was unbearable. One evening, the truth revealed itself in the cruelest way. She had left her laptop open on the counter, a message thread glowing on the screen. My name wasn't in it. His was. The words cut through me. I wish I could be with you tonight. He doesn't even notice how far apart we've grown. I feel alive with you in a way I never do at home. I stood frozen, my pulse hammering. My hands shook as I scrolled further, every sentence confirming what my gut already knew. She hadn't just drifted. She had leapt into someone else's arms. I heard the front door open. She stepped in, her keys jingling. For a second, I thought about confronting her right there, shoving the screen in her face. But instead, I closed the laptop and sat at the table waiting. Long day? I asked, my voice steady, betraying nothing. She smiled faintly, kissed my cheek, and went upstairs. The scent of perfume lingered, one I didn't recognize. For weeks, I carried the weight in silence. I studied her every move. The way her phone tilted just out of reach, the sudden bursts of laughter she shared with someone who wasn't me, the absent way she touched her wedding ring. Every detail was a dagger, but I couldn't let her see me bleed. Not yet. I kept asking myself why. Was I not enough? Had I failed her somehow? Or had she already decided long ago that love wasn't worth holding on to? The night stretched long. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, imagining her in his arms. The sound of her steady breathing beside me felt like mockery. The confrontation came sooner than I expected. It was a Saturday morning. The house was quiet, sunlight streaming through the curtains. She sat at the table, scrolling her phone, her expression unreadable. I poured my coffee, sat across from her, and finally asked, "Do you love me?" She blinked, caught off guard. "Of course I do." "Then look me in the eye and say it." Her lips parted, but the words never came. Instead, she sighed, set the phone down, and said the sentence that would unravel us. "Our marriage is cold. I don't have any desire." My heart thudded in my chest, rage and sorrow wrestling for dominance. I wanted to scream, to demand the truth, to tear down every wall she had built. But instead I stood, walked to the door and opened it. The silence between us was thick, suffocating. "You can go," I said quietly. Her eyes widened. She hadn't expected me to surrender so quickly. Or maybe she thought I'd beg. "Wait," she said, her voice trembling now. "That's not." "Go," I repeated, my hand steady on the doorframe. She hesitated, then rose slowly, like gravity was pulling her down. She walked past me, her footsteps echoing in the hollow space we once called home. When the door closed behind her, the house seemed to exhale, leaving me in suffocating stillness. I sank into the couch, my hands covering my face. The air smelled faintly of her perfume, a reminder that she was both everywhere and gone. In the days that followed, I replayed everything. Our first kiss, the vows we exchanged, the laughter that once filled this house. Were those moments lies? Or had she simply chosen to bury them beneath her hunger for something new? Friends asked if I was okay. I lied, said I was fine. But inside, I was unraveling. Nights became a battlefield of memories. I'd wake up reaching for her, only to find the cold emptiness of the sheets. Anger came next. I pictured her with him, the stolen touches, the whispered promises. Rage burned hot, but beneath it was something colder, grief. Not just for her betrayal, but for the man I used to be before I knew the truth. One evening, I found myself staring at her old wedding dress, still hanging in the back of the closet. The fabric shimmered softly in the dim light. I remembered the way she'd smiled when she walked down the aisle. The way my heart nearly burst with love. That man was gone. That version of us was dead. I closed the closet and walked away. The twist came weeks later, when a letter arrived. No return address, just her handwriting on the envelope. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside, she confessed everything: the affair, the lies, the reasons. She wrote that she felt trapped in the routines, that she craved passion, that she thought she'd lost herself in our marriage. But she also admitted something else: that she had made a mistake, that the man she'd chosen wasn't who she thought he was, that she had thrown away the one person who truly loved her. She ended the letter with a single line: "If you'll have me back, I'll do anything to rebuild what I've broken." I read it twice, my chest heavy. For a moment, hope flickered. But then I looked around the house, at the emptiness she'd left behind, at the scars she'd carved into me. I folded the letter neatly, placed it in the drawer, and whispered to the silence, "You already left." The house is still quiet now, but it's mine again. The betrayal haunts me, yes, but so does the strength it forced me to find. Sometimes love doesn't end with fire. It ends with a door opening, and a choice to walk away. And when I opened that door and told her she could go, I didn't just let her leave. I freed myself too.